Hey guys, hi and welcome to this the ninth episode now. A pretty large number of episodes we've done of Weekly Showcase, and today I have with me Swarnima Shukla, who was a winner from the Google People Cards Challenge. Right, an interesting
Yes.
product because it's not the same kind of challenges that we do. It was not about improving the product. It is a new product that came out. I don't even know if it's gone into other markets. But before we get into that, I'd like to introduce you to Swarnima. Hi, Swarnima. How are you?
Hi, hello. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Where are you from, Swarnima? Who you are? We love to know who you are, where you from, what you do.
Sure, sure. I'm a recent graduate in computer science and engineering. I'm from Lucknow itself, and I came into I got to know about designing like few months back only. Before that, during initial years of my college, I was much more into web development part. So I did development and other stuff, but I got to know about designing through an open source competition I participated in.
Okay.
So initially it was I was designing logo and infographics and everything. Then I came to know about what design is, and I learned everything from YouTube videos and the tutorials and designers present out on Instagram itself.
Right.
So I learned design about designing from there only.
Before all that, I mean, you said you're from Lucknow. I think that's a good enough
Yes.
conversation starter. I love. Are you a non-vegetarian or a vegetarian? I'm asking this because
No,
then I
no,
can tell you're a
I'm
vegetarian.
a vegetarian.
Shit.
Yes.
Okay. Because I from Lucknow, I can remember only one thing, that is the tunde kebabs, and that's something that is
Yes.
very close to me. But besides that, as you said, you are a recent computer science graduate, and it's great to see that
Yes.
you have taken an interest in UX per se. And I do remember that you're in. I'll show it later on, that you started off exploring the challenge. The first challenge that you did, you were, I'm guessing, unsure. After that, you did a couple of
Yes. Yes.
runner up, and then finally a winner. And it's great to see that I'm hoping you learned a few things. But besides that, you also saying that you took interest in college itself, right? You took interest in designing logos and all of that, right? That's that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Was it in college or is it competition? Where did that interest come out? Because I'm giving a little context. The previous two guys also had an interest in something to do with visual design, and they were also engineers. So is this a trend that I'm seeing, that engineers suddenly take interest in some visual design thing and then take interest in UX and product and so on and so forth? Is that how it is?
Sure. So there was this open source competition. I participated in my last semester. So there, I was new into this open source thing, GitHub, and I was learning about it. So
Okay.
I found it little easy to go with logo designing and everything. So I tried my hands on over there only.
Okay.
I didn't do this poster making and everything in college, but I started with this competition itself.
Okay.
So after that, I got into designing.
That's great to hear. And there is more to this that I'd like to speak about later on. But first, we'll come to the challenge and the main thing that we want to discuss. Right now, we're talking about Google People Card. And for those who are not aware of the challenge, this is a challenge. And Google, for those who are also not aware of People Cards itself, basically it's a new thing whereby you can tell Google who you are, and if somebody searches a particular name, say for example Swarnima Shukla, will Swarnima Shukla's people card come up? Swarnima, is that how it is working
Yes,
now,
yes,
or
yes,
is it
yes, yes,
is
it's
coming? Okay,
working.
great. I've not tried mine. I don't want Google to know that I'm searching for my. In fact, interesting insight is that Google says it started this test in India because a large number of Indians search for their own names on Google, which is an interesting insight.
Yes,
But besides this, what we were looking to do was something very important to Google in India. Largely, they're trying to, what is it that they can do with this product? What more that is it that they can do besides just creating a profile, etc. And it was more to do with the Google India set, and that is where your solution. They were great. There were actually 21 submissions. This is the highest we've ever had across almost any challenge apart from competitive ones. And that's great to see that you've topped that. But the reason why you were different from others, and that I'll come to your submission, was largely I would say, the granularity in which you were sure on what Google needs to do, as opposed to the others were like more around the product space, slight improvements, slight tweaking, but you were looking at a higher level view. And the one thing that I really like was your user research. You've done this across three verticals, right? Business, education, and healthcare. Is
yes, yes.
that those three things?
Healthcare.
First of all, where
Yes,
did
yes.
that thought come from? Obviously, we shared some information on that, but where did that thought come from that I should focus on these three areas?
So as in UX hack, you shared a lot of resources to study about. So
Right.
I've gone through those resources, and I've seen that video you shared in that resource section.
Ah,
So
okay.
there, from there, I got to know that the Google is looking to capture like all the major markets in hardware, in
Yeah.
e-commerce, and every part, every domain. So that's how I came to know that I need to focus on major areas which are like most important. And considering the COVID situation, I
Yeah.
found that business and healthcare especially is very important to focus on like right
That's
now.
that was very interesting for me personally. That resonated a lot. I mean, it is us evaluating, so obviously there's this bias that comes in, but the suggestions were great. I mean, the first one, and I before that, the approach was great. How did you go about doing this user research? Because that this actually hit home for me when I read about this user research and the questions and what they were saying. How did you go about doing this research, and what did you find out? If you could put it in your own words.
Yes, sure. For the business part, in the business part, I actually communicated with one of the startup founder. He is one of my senior from my college. So he has been running this backfill business from last 4 years.
Okay.
So I communicated with him. I wanted to know like how he started everything from beginning, like what problems he faced initially when because there was. With Google Card, what we can do is like we can search about vendors and everything online right now. But what
Yeah.
he did was when during like 3 years back, he used to communicate with everyone like courier person or stock vendors and everybody. So
Hmm.
there was this whole process, and very it was very difficult. For
Yeah.
example, like he told me that when he used to go for somebody like some vendors, so he need to know if there is a return policy available for that vendor or not,
True.
cash on
True.
delivery is available for that
Yeah.
vendor or not. So
Yeah.
I found that these are few very difficult things. Like the process becomes very large and
Cumbersome.
hectic initially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So that used to happen. So what I felt was that if Google can use it in businesses, in small businesses, like putting in information about vendors
This is
or
the part,
like
right? This is the part that you are
yes,
talking
yes, yes,
about.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So like it has all the like information about like somebody has hardware shop, as you can see, or freelancer, or but providing some particular thing. So like the person can search there that this particular person provides the thing, and it fulfills all the basic needs I require, like all the restrictions and everything is being fulfilled. So he can directly contact with that particular person rather than communicating with a lot of people. And like it becomes very time consuming as well if you are talking to 10 people and you're getting just one result.
Yeah,
So
that's very
that's
true.
how I came.
And I think the one word that comes out is that there is this a lack of trust, because of the scenario that
Yes,
exists in
yes,
the
yes,
market. There's a lack of trust, and who more? I think Google is the most trusted brand in India. The large brands, Google is
yes,
one of the apart. I think WhatsApp is the second most trusted, but that's a dichotomy because you get fake news on WhatsApp as well. But Google
yes,
has
yes,
a great reputation in terms of trust. I mean, if you see something on Google, you tend to trust it much more than if you see the same thing somewhere else, and that's been true. I think we cited
yes, yes,
during our discussion too. But that's great. I mean, what you highlighted here, Rajdi, that's why we like this approach that you've taken. That you saw a problem, you first saw what was the vision that Google has for India, then saw what the problem was, did the study, and then obviously you came to know of the insights from user research, and then the suggestions that you do. That's great. Apart from that, I would also like to show the journey that you had, and I remember the first challenge. Was it Chingari? It was Chingari, right? You started.
yes, 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 yes,
How has
Shingari.
been your journey, like, because you have won after taking part? There are a lot of people who took first, and the first challenge itself they won, and that's a unique journey.
Yes,
But
yes.
yours is also unique because it's a general natural progression that has happened. So talk me through that. How has that been? How was your first experience? In fact, how did you come to know about UX Hack? That's something that I am curious to know about.
Yes, yes. So for UXX, I would say that like during my college itself, I participated in a lot of hackathons. I have been winner of a lot of hackathons itself.
Okay.
So what I feel that whenever I'm learning something new, I feel that I need to compete with people to know that where I stand exactly, like how I am learning things and what other people are going through with. So
Okay.
for that, I used to participate in hackathons. So this UX acting, I randomly searched someday that if there is any hackathon related to designing as well, because I couldn't find anything like that.
Ah.
So there I got to know about UX hack and I started participating. So as it has been just 6 months in designing, so initially I was very confused with like the first challenge Chingari. I
Hmm.
was like, it was like my trial challenge because I didn't know how to participate or how to go about things. I
Yeah.
didn't check any solution before that. So it was like my first approach. After that, when I checked the solutions given and the discussion I attended, I got to know that how things happen and how Notion works. Notion was also a new platform for me
Yes.
at that time.
Yes. Yes. And
So
you stuck with that. So
I
I don't know
learned
if
about.
it's because we said it or not, whether you liked it. Did you like genuinely using Notion? How was that experience been? Is it easier, simpler, or more difficult than
Yes.
using PPT or whatever other format that you used to use?
No. I find it's easy to use and it's like for a 3-day challenge, it is very easy and convenient to use a Notion rather than going and creating a complete Figma file and like in
Yeah.
A4 sheet and doing everything.
Yeah.
So like you can use emojis there and everything to convey information. So that
Yeah,
becomes very
that's very
interesting in
important.
Notion.
Conveying the information is as important as the information. That's well said. The last part that I want to talk about before we end, because you're almost done, is you have so when you look up your LinkedIn profile, also you are a mentor. You have your own YouTube channel also. You have some following there also.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that true? Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
this thing about doing more things, right? And where is that coming from? Like you have a mentor. I think there's another community that you're part of as well. Talk us through that part. Like where does that come? In fact, I don't think anybody else who's been a winner has a YouTube channel and has a decent enough one. I don't actually know anybody else. You're the only one. So I'd love to know more about that.
Sure. So maybe it's because of the failure, 4 years back, the failure which happened to me because I couldn't go to IIT. So
Oh.
like I'm from a tier 3 college and I had not, in my college there is no such facility or there isn't even a coding club in my college. So it
Hmm.
was very difficult for me to actually understand everything. So the thing that I have been Microsoft student partner right from second year, it helped me a lot in knowing a lot of things. Like I got connected with different students from different good colleges and across the country as well. So
Yeah.
I came to know about all the challenges and everything. So I kept participating in everything. Like I have been a student ambassador, like MSP, and apart from that, I have been student ambassador in one of the company. I was winner over there as well. So I
Nice.
did some marketing as well, SEO part, then web development, and YouTube channel for. I created that YouTube channel basically for my college itself. Like I wanted to share like if there's any internship opportunity present or any job or anything is present, so I could convey that to students present in my college or the area which people don't know. So
Okay.
that is how I created my YouTube channel.
That's great to hear. And I would say the enthusiasm just comes out when you're talking about it. I love to see that enthusiasm. Keep that going. I mean, once you graduate out of college, that kind of goes downward, but you kept it going. In fact, if you rather than just, and you've already become a mentor, so to speak, I guess that's the other part.
Yes,
Once
yes,
you're learning and then
yes,
once
yes.
you've learned, so maybe you could start teaching other people. And that's great to see. Great to see your journey on UX.
Actually, that has been like very helpful for me as well. When I'm mentoring somebody for design, I could actually learn with the person. Like if somebody else is
Exactly.
suggesting that a particular color or design is good, looking
Exactly.
good, then I need to research about that if this
Yeah.
is good or not.
Because they
So
ask you the question and you have no answer, so you have to go
yes,
back
yes,
and do your own side. Otherwise, there's no motivation. That's great to hear.
yes.
And thank you so much for taking time out, and congratulations once again for your runner-up position earlier as well as winning this challenge. And it's been great to talk
Thank
to you
you.
today, and wish you all the best. If you guys like this video, you can press the like button, and if you like our channel and you want more such content, then do subscribe. And thank you, Swarnima, once again. We'll see you guys the next time.
Thank you.
Okay, bye guys.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.